wonderful people, and welcome to Paradise City Stories, our Mutants and Masterminds actual play here on Weave the Tale. I am Pope, your humble editor for this issue. But enough about me. Let's find out these wonderful people playing our fantastic heroes. First up, Sveth, how you doing, friend?
Hey, I'm doing good, thank you. Hello, I am Zweth, and I play Overdrive, the half cybernetically enhanced lady. Well, I am she/her pronouns, as is Overdrive.
Awesome. Someone else who is awesome is Alicia. How are you doing, friend?
Hello, yes. I'm Alicia, or Petty Energy, depending on where you know me from, and I'll be playing Jettica Jones tonight, who is tech-minded but magically inclined. Her and my pronouns are both she/her.
Excellent. Someone who is having less than an excellent time might be Bastian B. Bucks, played by our fantastic Mr. Smith. How you doing, friend?
Hello. I am Mr. Smith. I'm playing Bastian Balthazar Bucks, otherwise known as Mr. Universe. Both of us use he/him pronouns, and I would like to say I'm looking forward to what's happening next, but I'm honestly not sure.
Not sure is a good place to be.
Yeah, it's a little rough.
Yes. Given what happened in the previous issue, folks, things have gotten dire. Speaking of dire is seeing just the kind of trouble Bastion is in. A heist happened at the former Despoilers antiquarian bookstore. It went off with a few hitches, but nothing our heroes couldn't handle. But they made their way to what is known in the metahuman and criminal circles as the Oath Hotel. It is neutral ground. It's a place where you can get patched up, where violence is abhorred. And the Oath has its ways of enforcing that neutrality. A neutrality that was broken by Mr. Universe. And so, in a fashion not too different from a place Mr. Universe recently escaped, the building is having its own words, its own language with Mr. Universe. As Masonry decides to snap back and has locked Mr. Universe within the Oath, and like an Escher painting, is quickly changing its shape, at least to the eyes and senses of Bastian Balthazar Bucks. What do you do as reality twists around you?
Bastion immediately thinks he's found himself back in the Mad City, and is attempting to look at the wall that's behind him that he just went through. It's like, listen, I apologize. I didn't mean to. We can talk this out. Just, everything's fine. I'll repair. You actually look okay. This isn't. I may have made a mistake. He's pretty much. He hasn't moved. Yeah, he hasn't moved. He's just looking at the wall, trying to negotiate with the building.
At the word mistake, we get to see the form of intelligence this place has, as, again, reality has twisted here within the Oath. It seems as the Oath is a very literal name. as this place is built upon the oaths of Fey and worse to enforce that neutrality. Magic being a currency in Paradise City, and this place having more than its fair share. And as the hallway twists around and loops, and you can see it as walls start to fade away and you're on this platform, just porterhouse stakes start raining from a non-existent sky. Almost as though the building is taunting you.
Is it raw? Are they cooked?
They are raw. Raw porterhouse steaks raining from a non-existent sky.
Do they look like a good cut?
Oh, quite.
Oh, all right. He immediately puts up his sort of reactionary force field. So as some of the raining meat goes to hit him, it begins to sort of disintegrate and discorporate before it really touches him. He looks up and super confused. I appreciate the dinner. I didn't know we had reached that level of familiarity, but this is okay. We can work with this. Red wine, maybe. I'm a Cap Sav person myself.
At the mentioning of wine, reality twists and turns. Again, as for our film aficionados out there, we've turned the page and we get this sort of change of feel. But again, the Oath's a hotel. The Oath is maybe a primordial concept of hotel. So it's all hotels, including the Overlook. As we're in a hallway out of another story, and Bastian is near the elevators, ground floor of the Overlook Hotel. And one of the elevators opens up and pours forth a torrent, a current of Cabernet Sauvignon, colored almost like blood. There's that slight bit of copper in the air as it crashes forth. And Mr. Universe, I would like to get a fortitude test from you to see if you can stand up and react quickly enough not to get drowned in your wine request. $28. Your force field holds, the ground holds underneath you as you act like a boulder in a stream. As all this wine comes crashing forth and then bends around you. But it doesn't seem to be stopping. It's not just one wave. It is a constant stream coming out of this open elevator in this place that only exists in fiction.
So looking behind it, does he see a way out anywhere?
Give me a perception check. 36. There are a couple of exits that you can perceive. There's two elevators here. One which is open and is issuing forth a torrent of wine. There's the other elevator there. There's what appears to be double doors leading out of this place. And then there is this grand staircase that you can just see out of the corner of your eye. And there's somebody walking along that staircase. An individual not unknown to Mr. Universe, but not often interacted with. It's the owner of the Wonderland Fair and Boardwalk, Madeline Hatfield, just sort of looking down from the second floor and trying with an umbrella open indoors due to steaks and wine like rain, and just sort of smiling. The smile just keeps getting wider.
Disturbingly wider, or just wider?
Unnaturally wider.
Okay, well that's unnecessary.
Almost like
That's,
a Cheshire cat.
Yeah. So, Bastian is standing there and kind of bracing himself and his force field against this just deluge of red wine, and then seeing Madeline Hatfield, he looks up and he just he smiles and nods a bit, puts his finger out into the wine, takes a little taste. It's a bit coppery for me. Otherwise, not too bad. Some good tannins in there, good flavor, a little dry. I'm all right though. I'm all right with this. As he attempts to move himself over to, is it? I mean, aside from probably a pool of wine that is forming, is this deluge just kind of in this hallway, or if he gets over to those stairs, he'll be marginally better?
If you the stair, like the level is quickly like rising.
Okay.
As you're perceiving everything, the stairs are a bank in this stream that one could attempt to climb up onto.
Bastion's going to attempt to fly, assuming that all of his abilities are working. He'll sort of push off from the ground and attempt to rise up out of the river of wine that's forming.
Give me an athletics check.
Well, that could have been better.
I've got good news and bad news.
I love this game.
Good news. You are not drowning currently. Bad news.
I consider that great news.
As you remove your sort of like anchored state and try to fly, that current just sweeps you up. So you are currently moving at velocity.
He's
towards
currently
the double doors.
moving at velocity?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
And as you are being whisked away past the stairs, we turn the page.
As a point of note, as soon as he's getting whisked away, he's like, "Give me a second, I'll be back." Ah!
And yeah, we have that like figure up towards the stairs as we see just a little bit. If you like really look at the page, you see the tiny Madeline Hatfield with a Cheshire cat-like smile, just peering down at the whisked away Mr. Universe. But we turn the page, and we get to catch up with Overdrive. Last we saw you, you were taking, with the rest of the team, Dr. No One up to Xanadu, a strange place, a fantastical place ruled over by a super villainous tyrant, a city-state that has broken off from America and lies on the banks of Lake Superior.
Yeah, so um, this is not a very comfortable place to be. This has got all too many familiarities. But whilst I'm in this hellscape, I may as well try and get something useful. This kind of just hanging about was making me on edge. So Overdrive is going to have gone to see if she can do any digging on Horizon Laboratories in this world.
Well, you're in luck. Before the corporate war and subsequent fire sale, Horizon had a corporate headquarters based here. The ruins of its building have not been completely reclaimed by the tyrant's forces. And despite its bombed out look, it still holds a good bit of Horizon computers and tech. It's still connected to the grid. And for an urban explorer, this place is a treasure trove. So what are you looking for here? Are you looking for data? Or are you looking for maybe a few artifacts of Horizon's business? What does Overdrive want to find here?
So I think firstly, when Overdrive sort of separated it off, she was fairly unlike herself in that she was just like, I've got to do some business, I'll be back. And then she sort of went off before anyone could really say anything. Clearly very antsy. And she kind of strode here, driven by a lot of emotion, but really not with a huge plan. But now she's here, she's just kind of looking for anything that would be, like inner workings, any like high level information. Maybe names of people, maybe protocols, and especially probably if there's, anything on what's the word I want? Like projects they were working on or anything like that. Yeah. I think she's just searching for anything that might be helpful if she ever finds herself back in the timeline.
Fair enough. Give me an investigation test.
Okay. Oh, my... Alright, accidentally closed down my Roll20 tab. Let me just, whilst I'm faffing with that, roll you a real dice.
Okay.
Because I have to go and find my password again, and I can't remember it. So I think that's I think it's 13?
13. Let me pull up your sheet since I have access to it. So.
Oh yeah, I rolled a 9. I rolled a 9.
Okay.
I don't know if I've remembered my plus properly.
You have a total of a +5, so that's a 14.
Okay. 14.
And yeah, you go searching around. You end up like taking your time trying to get a sense of this place. It is different from your history, your past. The layout is nowhere near as utilitarian. Security is not at the forefront of this place. So a lot of wide open spaces, Um, and what desks remain in the cubicles are rather disheveled. It's not until you get to like the 8th floor that things start to sort of gel with your own head. As you come to a place there, doors should be secure, but the corporate war was not kind. And so you're able to push through what was once high secure locks into narrow corridors. And you find something that looks like paper archive backup for whatever sort of servers they had here. It's old, it's dusty, it hasn't been rated because unless you need paper to make a fire, there's really no sense to this stuff. And so you have access to old records. A lot of financials are here. A lot of digits, numbers, a few names, a lot of anagrams. Alphabet soup. If you had a lot of time, you could make sense of it. But with your limited time here in Xanadu, knowing that Paradise City is kind of still got a significant threat, you can try and take some files with you and make sense of them later. Or you can continue pushing through.
My plan is to take a few, but I'm gonna try and do a quick look to see if I can get the most, juicy ones.
Okay, give me another investigation check if you can.
I can, it's now loaded up now, so I can do that properly. That's better.
All right, 19. That is better. It may not be the juiciest, but it's the juiciest you can find in a quick period of time, considering this filing system's not one you're familiar with. By the time you were working with Horizon, everything was digital. And it seems as though whoever was working this place had their own ideas about organization and system filing. But you have some stuff that was stated like 1 year before Xanadu fell. And so you have a cluster of files in your possession that later on might lead to answers. And as we see this moment, we turn the page and we find Jet. What is Jet up to in Xanadu?
I found the mute button. I imagine Jet's actually probably like shopping for new like tablets and everything. Probably just going through as for like organizing things because they were in the Wax King's realm from a while, and she kind of wants to impose some sort of order on the world again. So new tablets, looking into maybe like new screens for the headquarters, things like
Headquarters.
that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's this weird sort of open air market off of Xanadu's downtown, where for lack of a better term, tech vultures have gone through a lot of the corporate holdings and have just raided, jailbreaked, and have stuff there for sale. So, and it's from like some of the old school monitors. Some places did not update, while others had some more cutting edge technology. They had, the tablets on like the little, not quite mini segways where people could just remote in. There, you can find nearly anything from corporate America here within this tech vulture bazaar.
Gotcha. Nope, absolutely. Perfect. So yeah, I imagine Jet would get probably Total of 4 tablets. Yeah, and then arrange for like a delivery of maybe a new screen stuff.
Yeah, we have this lovely panel of Jet negotiating over these tablets and the delivery of monitors with a fairly burly looking individual that has a jack-o'-lantern on their head, just going over the details. Okay, so you're looking for 4 tabs and you're looking at getting 6 screens shipped to Paradise City?
That is correct. I'm assuming there will be some sort of fee for priority shipping.
You want priority? Yeah, there's an upcharge for that, but we can do that here. That's not a problem.
All right, good. Not to know, and as long as nothing's damaged, I will be sure to recommend you to other people. And if it is, it better not be.
Now, do you want standard priority or do you want teleport priority?
I didn't think you'd... How would the teleportation happen?
Well, I mean, you give us very specific coordinates, and we can use one of the many teleporters here in Xanadu to just directly zap that stuff to you.
All right, and what if someone is perhaps in the way when this teleportation is happening? What happens? Is the object just shoved out of the space, or what?
That is a very bad thing. I suggest that once you give us the coordinates, you call ahead to make certain wherever you're placing this, no pets, no children, nobody is in the way when this thing goes off. We will call you before we hit the teleporter. Give us an hour window of where that is clear, and then everything's fine. If something is in the way, things will not be fine.
You know what? Can Jet make a magic check to see, like, if she thinks she can teleport herself? Like, she'd still obviously pay for it, but just see, like, why do I just teleport it? But, with science magic.
Go ahead and give me a magic test.
Sure thing. Where's the magic button? There it is.
Where is the magic button? 17. Could you teleport?
I should have just taken a 10, that would be a 20. Oh well, whatever, fine.
But you rolled.
I did.
The
I
dice
stand
gods
by
have
it.
said things.
I can't be mad at him after the paper ritual. I can't.
Can you teleport
And if
them?
you want context for that, go watch the VOD or watch the YouTube playlist available below.
Can you teleport them? Yes, you can. Can you teleport them with the accuracy that he is describing without some sort of cataclysm happening? Highly unlikely. As
Fair enough.
the thing with teleportation magic as opposed to teleportation science, magic really requires sympathy. And it very much requires a hands-on sort of deal. So you could definitely get one with effort on your person back over. But all 6, that's a lot of trips. That's a lot of effort. And no necessarily a guarantee that things won't get in the way. Yes, the science one has some danger, but is far more precise and clean, as opposed to what would likely be your entire day teleporting back and forth.
Fair enough. I think Jed will just kind of like make a note on her, roll up her arm, make like a little like arcane symbol note. Make sure Bastian isn't in headquarters when teleport happens. Alright. We will go with teleport precision. Punctuality will not be an issue.
Excellent. And just like pushes over, you fill out some forms. Nice doing business with you. And again, definitely hit up the gift shop.
Jet will just nod her head. Continue forward. Does ask for a copy of the receipt. We have budgets to maintain.
Would you like that texted, emailed, or in paper?
Yes.
Okay. And you have 2 digital copies, and they print everything out for you. That sort of yellowed receipt paper. And so you have your long CVS receipt from this tech vulture detailing everything, including sort of a non-liability for misteleport if one follows all procedures. And yeah, we have this beautiful overhead view of Xanadu and the tech market. As we turn the page, and we're back at the Overlook Hotel. Mr. Universe being dragged off towards those double doors at speed. What do you do?
Unmute myself first. Are the doors opening in any way, shape, or form?
Give me a quick perception check, considering this is all happening rather quick.
That's fair.
35.
35.
Opening? No. Barely holding together under exceeding water pressure? Yes.
All right. He is going to use a blast to usher the doors to make way.
All right. Give me an attack. Let's just see how effective this is. All right, that's a 17 against a static target. You hit. And between all the wine pressure, I can't believe the phrase I'm saying today, but between the wine pressure and the physics force of Mr. Universe, the doors burst open. And you are quickly whisked out. But to a snowy area, no. You've managed to make your way out of the oath. And
good.
To someplace more familiar, but you're not outside the oath. You end up with this torrent of wine being washed ashore on Paradise City Beach. You can see the lights of the Ferris wheel of Wonderland in the distance.
Touche. Are there people here?
Oh, as tiny little specks off in the distance, either down at the beach or up in a diagonal towards the boardwalk. But no one here immediately.
All right. Bastian will sort of ground himself, kind of get his bearings a little bit. Is Lady Hatfield in any perceptible space?
You spin around looking, And then the clouds part and you look up, and there's a Cheshire moon tonight. The only sign that Hatfield might be around.
He just looks up and is like, don't worry, I won't set foot in that hotel again. As far as I know. With that, he will take his wine-drenched self and attempt to calm Lawin.
You get nothing. No word, just silence.
Oh no. Oh man. He kind of paces back and forth on the beach for a good couple minutes, and then he immediately takes flight and heading back to home.
So we have this beautiful panel of Mr. Universe flying above the Paradise City skyline, Cheshire moon in the background, heading towards the glow of the epic building. And then we turn the page. Because sometimes in order to go forward, you gotta go back. And so we see Overdrive and Jet meeting back up together with the pink Cadillac that you guys rented to take this road trip. You two filing in and just take. You two are amazing storytellers. Just take us away.
Okay, so meeting back up. Jet goes to Overdrive. All right, how was your time? Anything happen?
Oh, I mean, nothing important. Just having a look around. But this is really early on. Can I spend my hero point early in this game to make a thing happen?
Do it! Do it! Give
I'm
me the
now
point!
nervous.
Give me the tasty
Oh
point!
no!
So as we're driving away, and leaving this place,
Who's driving, by the way?
not me. I don't think Overdrive
Okay.
can drive.
Jet is then.
So I'm hoping Jet can.
Jet can drive.
Okay, good.
You know, let's resolve your hero point first before I say anything else.
So, I guess please feel free to explain the visuals as you wish, but I think after Overdrive goes to leave, she has decided that it is important that, just in case anyone else comes in to find this information, it's really important that it's destroyed. Because, you know, what happened in her reality hasn't happened in this one, but doesn't mean it couldn't happen in the future. So she's going to have used whatever means at her disposal to try and destroy any record of anything in the wreckage of what was Horizon Labs in Xanadu. And perhaps my idea of the hero point is this culmination might be as we are driving away.
So that's
As
gonna be
you-
so perfect.
Yeah.
As you just get through the military checkpoint back into the United States, we turn the page and we see a multitude of panels, and it looks like a combination of like security TV footage, security monitors, satellite monitoring, as fires hit throughout the Horizon Lab building. And then a series of explosions and an implosion of the building. And then we see some box text. And with a label, Mind. I am sorry, your dread fortitude, you magnificent menace. Can we stop with this nonsense? Yes, Mind, you can disable the language coder. It was just for funsies. Thank you! Yes, it seems as though somebody has decided to implode Horizon Labs. Do you know who, Mind? Appears to be some visitors. Should we intercept them? No, just track them with the satellite. If they get up to anything worse, we'll deal with them. Was there anything important in that building? Everything has been rated and backed up on your drives as per the fire sale protocol. So nothing of import. No. Well, looks like they did us a favor and cleared some property. Have the drones start cleaning the place up. Like to see nice... A park sounds right. People like parks, don't they, Mind? Yes, people like natural spaces, miss. Good. A park. Ooh. Maybe as winter comes in, we can make an ice rink. People like ice rinks, right? Yes, menace. And then we turn the page.
Amazing. And is it feasible that in the background of where we are, there is a possibly noticeable thing?
You from where you guys are, you see like distant fire in the distance, and then this giant like cloud that goes over the city, and then a bunch of drones descending upon the cloud, like blotting out part of the sky. Just it turns black with drones.
Okay, so Overdrive sort of has leaned out the window and she has seen this. And then she's gonna slowly come back in the car and be like, okay, it's a bit of a lie. I did some things, but it's fine, we're gone now. Just don't look in the mirror.
Well, I was going to take it easy because you haven't been in a car with me before, but I feel my normal driving style is more appropriate now. And Jet, foot on the gas. Because Jet can drive. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Speed limits are speed suggestions, as far as Jet's concerned. On the open highway, yeah. Like in cities proper, that's a little different. Highway?
As you're on a highway in Michigan, upon essentially, we were having a Mad Max moment, folks, as Jet decides that this pink caddy is going to hit its top speed, whether it wants to or not.
Oh yeah, it is.
And
You know what? It's just for fun because we're doing it anyway. Can I do a magic check? Not necessarily to make it go faster, but to sort of give like anybody that Jet's like driving by sort of gets the feeling of do not want to be close to this car. Jet also doesn't like being cut off, so like bad vibes, if that's possible.
Dread. We will make a check for Dread vibes. Roll that magic check.
All right. You know what? This
Best
time
spell,
I am
Dread
gonna
vibes.
go ahead and take a 20. I'll take a 20. It's fine.
Okay, so
Or
you're
take a
going to
10,
try and
which is
take
20.
going to take 10 while driving, so it
Yeah.
takes you a bit.
That's why I took that.
But
advantage.
yeah, you're able to put out a sort of demon Barbie vibe of this pink caddy.
Yes.
maybe a little Christine vibes for some of my horror aficionados, as people just get out of the way of this hell riding caddy going down the highway.
I imagine the song playing for some extra flavor is the metal version of Barbie Girl, just blaring.
Okay, so I'm just going to speak this because I want this in the world. I want a Volbeat cover of Barbie Girl, and I want that to be blaring.
Yes.
So that blaring down, you have the sort of music playing
Barbie world.
as this caddy, now flames coming off the rear tires, at least to people's eyes, heads back down the highway at speed, heading back home to Paradise City. And I think we turn the page to this demon caddy pulling up to the epic. Now, the last notes of Highway to Hell dying down as this thing pulls into the garage of the epic. And we then cut to another panel of Mr. Universe flying towards that balcony onto the epic's base, and just this beautiful, like, full page panel of Overdrive and Jet walking through the main door as Mr. Universe walks off that balcony patio and into the main central room of the headquarters. You're all back together. I leave what happens next to all of you.
So for what it's worth, the first thing that Jet and Overdrive see is a soaking, red-stained, head-to-toe Bastian. And at this point, could be blood, maybe not, could be food coloring. You don't know.
So, for a rare moment, Overdrive is absolutely friggin' beaming. And is like, Jet, why have we not gone driving together more? We should do this. What the hell happened to you?
And like a kid who got caught, he just stops and stares at the two of you. I
Is that
have
blood?
an explanation. No.
Okay, yeah, explanation away. If it's not blood, what? And then Overdrive comes over and is like, Is that
Yes.
wine?
Yes. It is in fact. Yes.
What happened?
I lost Lawin.
We just found him again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was
Yep.
it the same thing?
Yep, we sure did.
We don't have to go back to that city, do we?
Well, given the fact that I'm drenched in red wine, I was 100% certain I was already back there, but no, I don't think so. I don't think so. I'm pretty sure we don't. Oh God, I hope we don't.
Well, okay, well, where did he go? How did you lose him?
He wanted to go take something during this heist, and he was brave enough to bring me along. And so everything was going smoothly. We trailed the person he was following back to this hotel called the Oath, and I was waiting. I was waiting up on the roof, and things kind of went weird. I was just sort of flailing around in the air, and then I lost track of him. So I broke through the building where I thought he was, and he wasn't there. No one was. And then the building sort of healed itself, and that's when I got really nervous. And then there were steaks raining. Good cut, ribeye.
Where
Should have grabbed one.
were you trying to break into?
The Oath.
Was that
Yeah.
the name of the bookstore? No, that was a different building, right?
No,
Sorry, out of
that
character.
the lines of communication have been crossed. No, they were breaking into the antiquarian bookstore of the Despoiler, but what Bastian broke into when he Kool-Aid manned again was the Oath.
Okay, all right, gotcha. Bastian, can you do me a favor?
Of course.
And Jet's gonna kind of, sort of like using her finger as a laser pointer, just making a couple of dashed lines on the core. Can you just walk this line for me for a moment?
I sure can. Just straight line?
Straight line, please.
Okay. He walks the straight line.
Okay. Good. You are of sound mind. Very good.
Oh, that's
What
good.
possessed you to think that that was a good idea?
Yeah, you were
You
doing a
and
heist.
Lawin.
I thought we were meant to be keeping a low profile.
You were.
I mean, it was a low profile. Lawin wasn't Lawin. It's Lawin. He wanted to go do the thing, and he asked me to go do the thing, and I was like, oh, Lawin's asked me to do a thing, and so I went to go with Lawin to do the thing, and then Lawin asked me to do a thing, and then things went fine, and then I'm on top of a roof.
On the one hand, no one should go alone. On the other hand, bad idea.
See? Teamwork. Even teamwork and bad ideas is still teamwork.
That's true. So I would love. Bastian, would you make me some tea? That would be lovely.
Yes, I will happily make you tea.
Go shower first.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. And this is the headquarters, so I'm assuming like we all have some amount of like some article of
Oh, yeah.
clothing or some possession there. Yeah, Jet's gonna try and do some sort of location spell, see if she can find where Lawin is.
Go ahead and give me a magic check.
Sure thing. We will roll this time and take
Yes,
whatever
you need to roll
consequences
this
may
time.
come from it. Yes. No.
Nat 1.
Why?
Nat 1.
Why? Magic is supposed to be my thing. Why does it always go so poor? Well, not always, but often.
That 1. We play to find out. Dice have their way of helping to tell the story. And so you are trying to locate Lawin.
And they kind of set the
Please
scene a
describe
bit.
for me.
Jet's.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say like, so Jet kind of draws, one of those, kind of one of those magical rays in a circle. It's mostly has a lot of arrows in it. It almost looks like a compass inside with, arrows in in the 4 cardinal directions, and then the 4 additional diagonals. And probably has Lawin's, I don't know, coffee cup in the center, and it's sort of so she's sitting in it, has the coffee cup in its own little circle in the center there, and she's draw, and the circle is drawn in her usual ink that she normally uses on her like arms and everything. So she has that all drawn up, and then just kind of slowly sinking power into it. It slowly starts lighting up. Mostly this is location, so this is sort of like a blue glow as each line sort of activates, and just kind of her hair floating a little bit, and just kind of concentrating like that.
As this concentration and this beautiful scene is set, hair sort of floating, we see a number of things happen, a number of quick small panels. One, we see that Jet's cell phone, which is not near here because electronics and magic, bad most of the time. Not always, but most of the time. Get a text of incoming, and creation spell getting, forming, and then it in the hallway off of the library where this is happening. 6 monitors popping into existence from nowhere, sending a mystical and super science power surge through the epic as these two forces sort of collide, and the coffee cup explodes.
Of course it does.
And not just like breaks into a bunch of pieces, but those pieces, upon hitting the ground, atomize. The cup is gone. But your monitors are here in one piece.
I forgot about that. This is what I get for not setting a reminder. Sort of like stands back up, kind of starts wiping away the sigil. And then looks kind of looks at the monitors, looks back at smudge floor in her hands and everything. Just deep breath. Okay, we found him once, we can do it again. We'll just do something else. Okay. And she's gonna go and get the I guess she'll check, so she'll check the phone and make sure, like, okay, package received. Well, she's gonna check all the packages first to make sure they're not damaged, especially with the surge that just happened.
Nothing is damaged. Not in the way you would associate damage, but it seems as though the collision of powers has added buttons and ports to your monitors that you don't remember them having. Like something that's labeled a Hellwire port, as well as a little knob that is labeled Celestial Compensator, and one of the monitors has like the bunny ear antenna on top of this like modern flat screen.
You said one of them has a Hellport?
Hellwire, yeah.
Hellwire.
Hellwire port.
feel like we've made a lot of bad decisions already, but it's so tempting. So
It's an
tempting.
upgrade from Firewire.
I feel like Jet's the only
Just-
one who hasn't made a poor decision yet this episode, so I'm gonna make it a full.
It's just a matter of like this is not the time to antagonize the Hell Knight if it would even work that way. We're just gonna, you know what? Jet's gonna put a sticky note by where that hell wire is, that just says HK question mark, and that one will go in the that particular screen will go in the library for later reference.
So it has this delightful post-it note. It's been placed in the library, and there's nothing that's going to be problematic about that later. Absolutely nothing. Nothing to worry
No,
about.
absolutely not. It'll be fine. Don't even worry about it.
Nope. So tea gets made, monitors are distributed, and you're still missing a Lawin.
All right. Tracking was a bust from my side of it. Oh, also everyone, these are all for you. She'll hand everybody a tablet. In case we need to get a hold of each other, these will have video capability. Obviously, if there's a fight going on, probably won't have time to set it up, but I figure this will be a good connection point, and at some point we can get little earpieces to connect to it. I could have thought of that at the time, but I didn't. So yes, so everyone's aware. Bastian, please don't atomize this. That would be bad.
Nice, thank you.
You know,
I mean,
Yeah.
go ahead.
No.
I'm
it's fine.
and
I won't-
looking
I
at
won't
Overdrive.
analyze.
Sorry, go ahead. I was gonna say, looking at Overdrive, like I'm sure you can probably make any modifications, but you know, as a baseline.
Yeah, I can take a look at maybe making us some earpieces. This will be good. Yeah, I'll take a look. And I think immediately Overdrive is gonna like go and grab a bunch of wires and things from her room and sit down and do some fiddling to keep her hands busy. So did you manage to find Lawin?
No, that was a bus. And there's going to be kind of a long pause as Jet kind of like stops. He even stops breathing for a moment. Actually, there's one other thing I can try. Yes, because we have no idea who took Lawin. If I can't do it magically, more mundane means might be alright. And Jet's gonna call in her marker with not Mr. Stone. Well, a stone, yes.
Okay. Who are you calling, Jet?
It's somewhere in my session 0 notes. Or rather, because I thought, what was Stone's sister's name?
Becca.
Becca. Yeah. Unless I don't have Becca's, in which case it will be Mr. Stone himself.
No, you don't have Becca's. You don't have a marker on Becca, but you do have a marker on Ezekiel.
Ezekiel, yeah. So
Mr.
go
Stone.
ahead and call him Mr. Stone. Yes.
Hello, Jet. I'm guessing this isn't about pleasantries. What do you want?
I need to know where Lawin is.
The Blue Boy Scouts are usually with you. You misplace them?
I need to know where Lawin is.
Please repeat. Apparently, the internet is going on the fritz over here.
Oh, sorry, is that real?
No, please repeat. I lost all internet for a minute.
Gotcha. No. So Jet just repeats, I need to know where Lawin is. Doesn't acknowledge the Boy Scouts usually with you. I need to know where Lawin is.
Okay. I'll see what I can do. Give me a few minutes.
Of course.
And time passes for a bit. And you get a call back. And it's strange. I can't quite, my boys can't quite pinpoint it. But there's some weird lights coming from the old Paradise City Cemetery. If your friend is up to his usual business, it's probably where he's at.
I appreciate the prompt response.
We're even.
Agreed. It's called.
Have a pleasant day.
Doesn't hear that part. Just like, you're correct. Done. Should have let it go over well now that we were. Okay, cool. Alright, well, now we know where he is at least. Now before we go charging in, because that's a bad idea, we should probably prepare for some sort of strange lights. We should probably make sure we're ready to deal with whatever it is.
Why would he be at the graveyard, though?
I don't know that he had a choice in it.
I mean, that's fair. There was... Oh, no, never mind. No, never mind.
Do you have an idea of why?
I thought I did, but no.
Alright. Overdrive?
I'm not sure I have anything in my repertoire. Lights. Should we just go there and maybe try and keep a little bit low-key until we can get an assessment of what it is? I can probably try and get a bit close without being too obvious.
Go with some sort of stealth option?
And now we have these fancy tablets. I can report back to you.
It's true. I think we should all at least head to the area, not perhaps going into the cemetery proper, but get near there, obviously. I'm trying to think what else we might need. Not sure. I get the feeling this is going to take a lot. Because if they were strong enough to take Lawin, it concerns me what they're capable of. Wax King was one thing, this is another.
I mean, the whole Wax King thing, that was pretty creepy. And you're saying this is worse?
I'm saying it might be the same scale of power we're dealing with. Perhaps not an entire city, but an individual person power-wise. And we never had to face the Wax King directly, at least. Yeah, I'm just saying, Be prepared. Let's not go into this like it's another day at the club. Keep your wits about you. Don't go off on your own. Let's be smart about this. Everyone's important. No
Whatever you
one's
say.
expendable.
Whatever you say, Jet. I
Right.
got you. Don't worry about it.
All right. Go
You
team.
take the Cadillac.
And that
I like the idea that you guys go down and you take the caddy. We see you
big
pulling away
Cadillac.
from the epic, and with this beautiful nighttime shot. It's about at this point about I want to say a little after midnight. That this bright pink Cadillac pulls away from the epic, and then we have this shot of the old Paradise City graveyard. In a place that's incredibly flat, this has been cultivated to have sort of a rolling hill. As the caddy pulls up to the closed wrought iron gates. And yes, indeed, there are lights of a multitude of colors and hues. Lime greens, pinks, purples, blues. And if you peer very, very closely, there are the faces of the dead in those lights. And that, folks, is where we're going to take our break today. So kick back, grab yourself a nice tasty beverage, maybe some popcorn, because when we return, things are going to get messy. See you soon. Hello, wonderful people, and we're back with Paradise City Stories, our Means and Minds actual play here over on Weave the Tale. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Jenna Hawking, for that wonderful raid, as we're getting into the climax of our story here in issue 308. Our heroes have driven up in a not quite demonic pink Cadillac to the Paradise City graveyard. There are all sorts of lights emanating from just behind the crest of the graveyard's hill, and the way is barred. So, our heroes, what do you do? How do you try to get into this place?
I have a question. I've been tinkering whilst we've been waiting for our phone call and in the back of the Cadillac. Is there any chance I could have jerry-rigged something very basic that we might be able to use as earpieces, or just something that's slightly less out there? Communicate.
Go ahead and give me a technology roll.
Do that.
29. Very good. Yeah, I can say that you have this interesting little setup where it's like part earbud, part necklace thing.
Yeah.
Where you guys have that, so like there's a mic that's picking up as well as like an earbud for like one part of the comms. Yeah, totally doable.
Cool. So I lean like through the central bit of the front from the back and say, hey, I get these are not the best looking, but they will work. They may shock you, but only like once or twice, and it's fine, but it will work. Give it a go.
So,
Thanks.
what you're saying is you've made a shocking development? Huh?
Mm-hmm.
I regret nothing.
I,
Oh,
okay.
wonderful job, Overdrive. Thank you.
No problem. And that's, I think, when I will catch sight of the dead. With that, they were dead people in the graveyard, right? Like, I mean, there's normally dead people in the graveyard, but like, less dead.
Animated.
Yeah.
So, what's the plan, Jet?
Sorry, out of character. So you said the way is barred. Is it with this sort of undead army, or is it are there like literal bars in the way?
No undead army yet. There's just the pretty lights in the faces of the damned or the dead.
You could have
within
not
the
said
lights.
yet. We would have been fine.
Oh,
Not say
in
yet.
the light.
And
Okay.
yes, and you are at the main gate, which has this heavy wrought iron, and it is chained and locked shut. So there's a physical barrier, and then there may be other barriers. You haven't tested the defenses yet.
Can Jet sort of do like some sort of magical scan to see if there's a mystical protection on these gates, as well as the obviously physical barrier?
Sure. Let's get that magic check.
Yep, sure, okay. I mean, well, statistically speaking, they can't all be bad, right?
21 blackjack.
Respectable.
There's a physical barrier, and then there is most definitely some sort of metaphysical barrier. Jet senses it as sort of like a dense fog. It's meant to impede movement as well as alert whoever put up this ward. So it is thick. It is meant to slow, not stop, but Unless it is somehow dispelled, it will definitely delay and alert whoever is up to something in here.
Okay. I imagine Jet's gonna go ahead and hop out of the Cadillac at that point and start drawing another magic array. And I imagine this one has lots of
Go ahead and finish.
Okay, this one has lots of kind of like half circles going out again, and this time in like like northeast, southeast, the diagonal directions, and actually, and in the center of it, as opposed to being like her usual like kind of like mini circle, it's actually a giant X, and Jet's sort of in a runner position. And like kind of gets down in a runner position there and is like pressing her hand onto that X and kind of focusing her energy to sort of and like looking at that lock and thinking dispel on it. So yeah, a hand smashed right on the X and sort of and is kind of like turning her hand slowly in motion, kind of like turning a valve, like trying to open it up to dispel it. That's what she's attempting to do, which I'm sure will call for a magic check of some kind, possibly a hero point. I don't know.
Yeah, this is interacting with magic in a way that your powers allow but don't normally do. So if I can get a hero point and a magic check, please.
Absolutely. Not
16.
as good on the magic.
I've got good news and I've got bad news.
Of course you do.
Good news. The ward and also the physical lock on the gate have been opened. However,
Alert still went off.
alert has most definitely gone off, and now there is a rumble of earth, sounds of scratching, pulling, smell of freshly turned earth happening as there is now this little dome around the gate of the Paradise City graveyard that allows passage through.
Imagine Jet'll pick her hand back up, and all of Jet's circles are drawn in like her usual black ink. But I imagine since the alert still went off, the X that was drawn on that she was slowly turning, kind of turns red. So when she picks her hand back up, there's this stain. There's this extra stain across it. I hate being caught red-handed. Well, looks like we gotta get ready for a fight. And jumps back.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I'm in props. Well played. Well played. Okay. Well played. Yeah.
And by the way, Jet delivered that completely deadpan.
Oh yes, of course. For what it's worth, this entire time, Bastian has kind of been either in the car or as Jet started to exit, he exited the car, but he's been very fidgety, kind of pacing. But yeah, not been standing still very well. So, do we have a plan? Is there a way that we're gonna?
Well, they know we're here now, and the gate's open, so I suggest we go in. I don't think that rumbling's going to stop.
Okay.
I'd say if you're not comfortable, you don't have to, but... And Jet has been, like, getting in the car and, like, kind of turning it. It's just, you don't have to get in the car if you want. You can get there on your own power, but we do have to go.
No, I got it. It's fine. Everything's fine.
It'll be all right.
Yep, it will be. We got this. All for one.
Okay.
One for all. Three Musketeers and all that. Yeah, Three Musketeers. Yeah, go us.
My urge to make a MHA reference is rising strongly, but I will resist.
So,
And like Jet will do her usual pedal to the metal through this graveyard.
so you drive through, gates open, and as you pass through, you now notice that it wasn't just a ward, but it was also muting a lot of what was going on inside. So even the lights were mutant emanations of the mystical confluence, almost like a summoned hurricane of magical power being drawn to this point. As the winds howl and the earth shakes, and the dead walk. And they're trying to get in the way and possibly stop the vehicle. Jet, if I remember correctly, you were the one who was driving.
Oh yeah.
So I need from you a
Just tell me
vehicle
it's actual
check.
driving skill, and I'm just damn it. Pardon my language. Just like I should drive, so I'm just like, why do I get the feeling there's going to be an actual vehicle skill? Of course
Yep.
there are. I just want the record to show. I knew this was a bad idea. Did it anyway. Going forward. In character, so the vehicle check will still happen, but if you can kind of look over to Overdrive, you should probably tell the Paradise PD to prepare that something's going down at the graveyard. Not necessarily to come, but just so they're aware.
On it.
Yes!
Oh, I want to use my fancy.
We'll get to that in a
Take
second.
it away and they give it.
Overdrive, what are you up to?
I was just gonna use fancy new tech and just take a really spooky looking picture of all these lights and everything that's going on, and just send it in a very informal way to Paradise PD.
So Paradise City PD gets one hell of a photo, and I just give me Overdrive's caption on this photo, please.
I think it is they're dead at the graveyard, but not like the dead we were expecting. Like, you know, a different. See the picture.
So we get this like I want to say this is done quickly in the fly, so it's in Times New Roman in 12.5 caption of just this as thought sentence on this picture of swirling, howling winds, dead walking, and flashing bright lights sent to Paradise City PD. Almost like a postcard. So that is the email that they get from their most favorite, least favorite hero group in town. And now we get to the car. So the dead are trying to impede your driving, but Jet, you hit that pedal to the metal. And you were burning through the dead as you were driving. Zombies going and flying off this pink caddy, doing a flaming burnout, barreling towards the center of the graveyard.
Hashtag healthy. Thank you, chat.
Thank you, chat. And so you barrel up, and what you see is quite a sight. There, at this large mausoleum, stands two figures amidst a sea of undead. Another more familiar figure, even at this distance, lays atop a stone slab. It is the figure of Lawin. And now turning to face you and your demonic pink caddy is the glowing eyes and almost cackling visage of Becca Stone, and a youthful, restored, and most clearly to those magically versed, dominated Kin Nakamura, the Green Ronin, standing side by side as you all pull up. What do you all do?
What the shit? That he serves me breakfast. When did he do dead things?
Yeah, I imagine Jet has stepped out of the caddy at this point, sort of ink in hand, drawing some runes on her arm. Not activating anything yet, or well, when combat starts proper, she's gonna switch on her defense runes, obviously. Or could it be reasonable to say that she had to? No, we'll say she switched them on for combat. And sort of look staring at Becca. Is Becca like in a helmet, or is it? Or can we actually see her face?
I will give more description on Becca and Ken. Okay. Becca is has goths everywhere love a good black silk cloak, a eggshell blouse underneath, and really comfy but form-fitting black jeans, and some very, very nice boots to go along with the ensemble. You see her face. It is cracked with mystical energy. She is channeling far more than that body should handle, and it's showing. Eyes also glowing a vibrant purple, as she's got so much power coursing through and doing multiple things at once. This can go badly in so many different ways, because there is just so much power flowing through her. At the same time, beside her, Ken Nakamura, the Green Ronin, his armor now put back on as opposed to the Merc armor. But this time, instead of having that vibrant, bright green that Paradise City knew as a symbol of hope for the longest of times, it has become tarnished, almost like brass, patinaed throughout the armor. His face is young. The musculature, it's him at his absolute peak. Except the eyes are entirely purple and glowing. It is the physical form of the hero of Paradise City. But he's not in the driver's seat. And you can see his face. Helmet not on. Not yet. So,
All right.
we've heard what Jet's doing. We've heard Mr. Universe's quite relatable outburst. Overdrive. What's going on in your head?
So Overdrive is just stood to the side, looking between everything. She is very much on the edge, ready to run over and do something. But she's gonna look to Jet and be like, Can I just go in and punch her? Is this gonna be a bad idea?
Punching her directly is probably not for the best. She's probably mystically protected, judging by all that power that she can't handle coursing through her body. That's what Jet says directly to Overdrive.
Yeah. I can try and distract her from what she's doing.
She's gonna come with magic. I can provide the distraction. You and Bastian do what you do best.
Okay.
And on that note, Jet's going to say, now speaking directly to Becca, you have made a grave error by not minding your own business. You've reached for power you can't handle, and you're going to split at the seams. People who don't understand magic should stay out of it, little girl.
In a discordant voice, like it's a choir of her. I could almost say the same for you. But your ambitions keep you small. I will not be denied my place in the city. I will not play second fiddle to anyone anymore. It's fitting to have such powerful sacrifices to mend the rent that I have torn. One last service to the city. It's so good to have you here. And that's where I'd like some initiative.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not good. There goes my plan.
Oh,
Hey.
impressive. Okay, so surprisingly enough, Mr. Universe, you were the first to act. What do you do?
Bastian immediately exits the car, just yelling, "Worst plot twist ever! Worst plot twist ever!" And he scrambles to the back of the car to get some cover, and it's the world around him sort of stops as a voice comes through. "Bastian Bucks, do you have need of me again?" Well, listen, it's a bit of a dangerous minute, and I'm not real sure we can... yes. Let's just get this over with. Very well. And as the chaos around him begins to spin back up, as he comes back to his senses, Mr. Universe just sort of floats up. He's no longer disheveled as Bastian was. There's a clean suit. The fedora that Bastian wasn't wearing just sort of reforms on his head, and the space, the universe, the void of the galaxy sort of distends down covering the upper half of his face, 2 pinpoints of starlight acting as eyes. As he looks to the randomness all around and immediately just sort of pushes whatever might be immediately near him away with just a heavy force as he turns to look at Overdrive. Shall we do what we do?
Sounds like a plan.
You have an action. Would you like to use it, or
He will. Any immediate enemies aside from, well, there's the Green Ronin. Is that correct? Is there anything else?
There's a lot of zombies, and they're quickly converging.
All right. He is going to attempt to form a wall to sort of barricade this area, our little sort of arena that we've got going on, off from the horde. So using just matter generation.
Yeah. Just give me, for the sake of strength of this, I'll let you have a choice. You can give me a intellect, awareness, or stamina test.
We'll do awareness.
Okay. That one.
Or not.
Okay.
Can I hero point? Is that
yes,
where
you can hero point
kinda
reroll.
help me?
Yeah.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, let's do
So,
that.
The minimum on this is a 10.
So
They
much
can roll.
better.
So still a 2, but that makes it go up to a 10, so that's 20. Okay, so hero points are important, folks. So with that, you feel that unease. The Bastion feels sort of bubble up for a second, but choke it back, and this barrier goes up, separating the vehicle, yourselves, this mausoleum, from the horde as they come and smack themselves against it. More are coming.
From
But
at
it
least
holds.
From Mr. Universe's perspective, he simply waves a hand across the field behind them as the graveyard itself continues to rise up, and bones and dirt and coffins just forming this wall up, reinforcing against it.
That's suitably creepy. And with that, we move to Jet. You are next. What do you do?
There we go. So, as I said, Jet's going to go ahead and activate her defensive set of runes. So, that's the speed and regeneration. And again, Jet's still going to provoke Becca. That I was just like, pay attention to me. Not the other people. Forget the people who were inside the pink Cadillac. Just me.
All right.
So, yeah. So she's gonna. It's just like, nope, come at me, bro. And kind of continuing to talk to Becca. My goodness. Is being in your brother's shadow what really drove you to all this? You failed at the college. What makes you think this is going to work? You got power. I can only imagine, perhaps even begged for power because you wanted it. And you can't handle it. The power I have, I took with full knowledge and full capability. You will always be in someone's shadow because you don't believe in yourself. I would honestly suggest therapy. It does wonders. that you have your power now, why don't you show me what you got?
Give me a deception test.
Sure. That's not the best, but okay. Not great.
Not great, but it's enough to just needle her to get her focus, at least a part of it.
Yeah.
And she is going to unleash something upon you, as it is her.
Oh yeah.
And so let's see if this hits. First off. Does 22 connect?
Yes, it does. Not actually by that much, but it does.
Yeah, like, she's got a lot of power, but she's also got a lot of her focus trying to contain it. So she's not at full capacity just yet.
That's kind of what I'm counting on.
But I need you to give me a toughness test, though.
Yeah, this is gonna hurt. No. Okay.
Oh, this is
That's
gonna
real
hurt.
bad. That's awful. That's terrible. All right. Well, no. I wanted to smoke.
That's not good.
I know.
And you got it. So under your conditions track, across all of them, I want you to put a -2.
Ooh, where's my conditions track?
On the sheet, it is that box under initiative has like a number of different names and things, and right under a power attack
Yes.
and above total. Yeah, in attack, defense, and effect, put a -2. As
Okay.
this mystical bolt hits, you're not knocked over. You're still on your feet, but it tears through you. Like, we see this purple energy impact Jet and then exit through the back, like tearing almost a shadow of Jet and pulling it out before it snaps back. And yeah, you experience significant pain. In order to date this for future viewers, Ghostbusters Afterlife just came out, and more akin to Ghostbusters 2 and Fighting Vigo, you had that moment. That as the body just kind of seizes, and that's some pain. And now the Green Ronin goes. And walking with purpose, moves past and heads up to Mr. Universe, and is going to attempt to, at least for now, not use the katana, but with some unarmed offense, strike Mr. Universe. So, does a 27 hit?
Most definitely.
Okay. I've got good news and I've got bad news.
My favorite.
Good news. You take no damage for now. But he has moved with purpose and then immediately goes and with unnatural speed has gone from in front of to behind Mr. Universe and has him in a pressure hold around the neck. You can feel these bulging muscles being placed around your neck. You can feel all of that pressure as your blood pressure is spiking in your head, and you start to, but not yet, you feel yourself blacking out. Overdrive, it's your go.
Okay, in the hopes that this might prevent some of the other things, Overdrive is gonna make a beeline for our friend who is doing the controlling of things.
Okay, so Miss Stone.
Yeah, I'm going up to Miss Stone and jumping over various piles of grave dirt and things. I'm gonna sort of stand right in front of her and just be like, stop. And I'm gonna try and use my hypnotic patterns to interrupt whatever she's doing in an attempt to try and shut this down. So it's
Okay.
it will be anyone that's in the area with me, but I think most people are Green Ronin and everyone's moved away now. Lawin is unconscious. So probably
Lawin
it's
is currently
just her.
unconscious, yeah.
Okay, so it's probably just her, and it's a will check. DC 20 for her.
DC 20. Okay. We'll see if this works. She does not make it. Holy cow. She does not make it. That was a 2 on the die. She had a plus 12,
gosh.
folks.
I didn't think she was going to have huge will.
Good.
Yeah.
So is that...
She
that's 1 degree, right? Because by 5? Or is it
no, it's
2 degree?
What? It's 2 degrees. You got 2.
Because it went over 5. Excellent.
Yeah.
So, she's gonna be dazed and for 1st degree, and then compelled.
What's she compelled to do?
Stop. What it? I'm just gonna see how much I can give her as a compulsion. Limited to free action.
Release.
Okay, I get to choose. So it's release Green Ronin is basically, and Lawin is the instruction.
Okay. I'm gonna make a quick roll here.
Mm-hmm.
And we're just gonna check and see how a mind with way too much magic.
Just for casual. Oh, by the way, could you stop doing the thing? It'd be cool if you stopped that.
Yeah. So
Oh.
I was just gonna say, in terms of the thing, I get to choose what their standard action is. So it's not I can't completely change what she's doing, but
but you get to say release, and
yeah.
There's a number of things that happen, because 12 was not good. I rolled a 12. 12 is not good. And so a number of things are going to happen. As for the moment, we are pulled out of initiative. For the moment. As there is this unearthly scream. This cacophony of different Beccas, this multitonal voice just lets out the scream of absolute pain, fear, agony, and realization. Terrible realization. As the purple in the eyes of Green Ronin is released, flickering, his arms going up, releasing the pressure hold on Mr. Universe. We see a finger of Lawin begin to twitch. And then we see the lines of energy throughout Becca Stone's body begin to crack. And her hands, struggling not to do what they are doing, but with a will that is not her own, grabs a hold of her face and pulls and rips and tears like she was made of so much paper. There is a brief flash of light, and stepping through to this reality is the Wax King. And that is where we're going to end it for today, folks. That is where we're going to end it.
And did you step through right where Becca was? Like, is it like literally, are we face to face where I was face to face with Miss Stone? Okay.
Precisely. You're at ground zero. Congratulations.
Well, this could be better.
Oh, it could be so much worse. It could be better, but it could be so much worse.
Touche.
But yeah, this is great. I want to give these wonderful folks time to tell you where you can find them, what they're up to, because if we've learned nothing in the past 2 years now, you need good people in your life, and these are all excellent people. And so, Sveth, what are you up to, friend? Where can we find you?
Hello, I am Zweth. You can find me as Zwethra on Twitter and Insta, and just Zweth here on Twitch. On Twitch, I do lots of things. At the moment, we've recently just started a big craft project. I'm making a custom Catan set, so if you want to come and watch that, feel free. Other RPGs, you find me here and there. At the moment, when this one ends, there'll be a little bit of a hiatus for me, but you can check over on Valdriant's channel. I am in an Emberwind campaign there that's very fun. Season 3 will be coming up soon. But other than that, yeah, make sure you come back next week for our last episode. I'm so excited. It's been so fun to play with you guys. It's very exciting.
Absolute delight every single time. Also a delight. Mr. Smith, how are you doing, friend? Where can we find you?
Oh, hello, I'm Mr. Smith. I played Bastian in Mr. Universe. You can find me at Mr_Smith on the Twitterverse. In a few hours here, you'll be able to catch me over on our sister channel, Penny for a Tale, as we enter into the final book of the Age of Ashes adventure path on for Pathfinder 2e. I play Rune Ravenswood, the wacky and obsessed wizard. So yeah, come check us out over there. And I would honestly like to say this is it. Next week is it. Like this is the thing. This is like it's happening, and then I have to stop playing with you all for a while, and that makes me sad. It's been fun. I've really enjoyed it.
An absolute treat. Speaking of an absolute treat, and treat in pain. Treat in pain. Is Alicia? How you doing, friend?
Hey, it's me, it's Alicia. Over on Twitch, I'm Petty Energy. I normally stream Sunday nights, some version of gaming. Sometime tonight it might be Mystic Vale or Overboard or something else, the name I can't think of because I'm so good at it. Samurai Jack, I don't know, I play random games. But yeah, that's me. If you want to follow me over on Twitter, that's NNG98. And I normally tweet whenever I do things. There are always puns. If you come to my channel, expect puns. Not necessarily when they're gonna happen, but there will be puns. So you've been warned. Very much so.
And
I had a lovely time, obviously.
Yeah. And I think y'all were conspiring earlier about a bonus crossover issue, and I want to hear about this Overdrive Mr. Universe Jet crossover issue special that you can find on newsstands. Tell me about it.
All right, so the crossover, of course, is going to involve the pink Cadillac. As the audience may have been aware, there was a spell cast on that Cadillac to give it kind of bad, you stay away vibes, and the Cadillac kind of might have got a little possessed. And as we discussed, Jet is now compelled to be driving Cadillac. Can't get out of it. Maybe coming around a little bit. So, Mr. Universe and Overdrive, we're gonna go on a kind of cross road trip to sort of deal with it. Is it due to Elizabeth's machinations? Perhaps, we don't know. But yes, that's kind of what the issue is about. So, are we all doomed for a demonic destination? Or are we on the highway to hope? Tune in next time for Overdrive, Mr. Universe, and Jet.
Awesome.
Issue name Dread Cadillac.
Yeah, I love this Dread Cadillac. Now, because this is a special issue, there's alternate covers. So I want each of you, before we go out, to give me a different cover. So Sveth, what's the more Overdrive centric cover look like? Can't hear you, friend.
Thank you. It is. We are pelting along at high speed, and you can see Mr. Universe and Jet in the car, and we are hanging out. I'm hanging out the side, and blasting things as we go shooting down this highway with clearly some kind of entities following us up the road behind.
If I may, I think this is sort of the ode to Bat Country, as we see the sign for Las Vegas and just a bunch of like a massive demon bats being blasted pursuing the car. Oh, definitely get that cover. Mr. Smith, what's your alt cover?
So it is an extension of the Overdrive cover. However, it is Bastian road surfing out the back of the Dread Cadillac, holding on for dear life as he is attempting to blast at these demon bats along Bat Country.
Awesome. And Jet, what's your cover?
So I imagine on the Jet version of this story, it's so Jet's hands are kind of in these seemingly like sort of leather gloves, but they're actually part of the steering wheel, and she's like gripped on tight with maybe some like, and there's mystical energy kind of all around the car. Like the car's like mid-air, and I imagine so Bastian's sort of got his hand out doing something, I don't know, perhaps warding off, maybe it is bats. And Overdrive, like one hand to the ear with the new earpiece that Overdrive came up with, and attack, or maybe it looks slightly different because you tried a couple of different models, so a slightly different earpiece with a tablet, like scrolling through, and so the energy that has it in the air is all purple. It's like purple tapering to red because it's like demonic flames, and and the Cadillac has it, instead of just being pink, it's now like pink and it's got like a phased pink and black color scheme.
Yeah, and all these special covers are on that like good cardstock cover, and the standard issue cover is. Go ahead, Mr. Smith.
I just want to answer one of a craftsman. I know at least Overdrives and Mr. Universes will in fact make a whole picture. He asked if all three of the alt covers would make one whole picture. So yes, I believe they would.
Yeah. You get this sort of like interesting tableau if you put them all together.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the standard issue, which has like Overdrive hanging out one side of the car, Mr. Universe hanging out another, Jet driving very much in the foreground, as the caddy is going up an ice ramp as it were, a giant ramp made of ice. Standing beneath it, this large and familiar to some of our other issue viewers of Gorilla Ice standing below, screaming out at these folks as they're hitting this ramp into Sunset City. And so with that, I have been your humble editor here, Pope World Bill on Twitter, Pope World Bill on Twitch. I lurk in all your streams. And this has been an absolute delight for me. Thank you all so much for tuning in, whether live, VOD, YouTube, wherever you are. A story is nothing without its audience. You're as much part of this as we are. And thank you all so much for tuning in. If you are looking for stuff to do, find these wonderful people. There's tons of stuff going on this evening. Check them out. And by all means, tune in tomorrow, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, here on Weave the Tale for Paradiso Lost, our Aliens actual play. Till next time, folks, take care, and I hope to see you soon.